I just did some yoga, which is why I'm a little sweaty and red. But when you do something like yoga, which is meant to clear your mind, you make room for new thoughts to come in, okay? So while I'm doing yoga, naturally, I clear my mind, and then halfway through, all of these ideas and thoughts about game development flood my brain. So I have to fight the urge to get off the mat and go do it, and instead finish my practice, and now here I am trying to record all of the thoughts that I just had birthed within my mind. I'm in this place called Kodai Canal. It's a beautiful mountainside town. You can see just this gorgeous place that I'm staying on the side of a hill. It's a nice hostel, very content here. Anyway, so I'm thinking about game development a lot lately. I've recently started this challenge that I've invited a lot of people to join, and you're welcome to join too, called the 100 Days of Game Dev Challenge. And it was birthed from a place of me wanting to just do more game dev and like trying to figure out how I can be more consistent with my game development. So I sent out a tweet asking if anyone would be interested in joining, and I got a lot of response. And so then all these ideas started coming to me about like different mini games that we could do and milestone rewards and like gamifying this whole game dev challenge. So I built a Discord, I made some badges that are gonna come out at different milestones through the 100 days, and I have a lot of mini game ideas to happen every couple of weeks to keep people engaged, basically as a big group effort to support each other in our projects, because like game dev, especially as a solo or hobby game developer, you feel like you're developing in a bubble, like it's just you alone at your computer hacking away at something. So we're all kind of here doing the same thing. We should be supporting each other and receiving that support so that we can keep going. And it made me realize that game dev itself isn't actually hard. Like, we can all program or paint or draw or compose or write. That's the fun part. That's the easy part. The hard part is the consistency. The hard part is the motivation. The hard part is when you're feeling just like down and like incapable, or you compare yourself to others and feel like you're not good enough, or feeling like you're not getting anywhere when really you are. So these are the feelings that come up when we're alone doing something. But if you're with other people, even if you're not working on the same project, having people like to bounce ideas off of, having people cheer you on, it's such an important part of building anything. So I'm thinking more and more about game development as like, we're entrepreneurs, really. If you think about it, we're creating a product, whether or not it's a hobby or a full-time gig, or someone doing it as a hobby trying to move it into a full-time gig eventually. That's how businesses start. We are business people creating a product and then selling it and trying to earn money from it. So I'm starting to relate game development more and more to other entrepreneurial ventures that I see people doing, and figuring out how do solo entrepreneurs work? How do they build things, build an audience, gain traction, refine their product, market themselves, and then profit from it and turn it into a full-time gig? And something about that's been helpful for me to understand is a lot of entrepreneurs don't earn money in their first few years. It's very normal. So I think of that, and then I think of my game development process, and so far it's been 1.5 years and I'm not even close to done my game. And it makes me feel better knowing that like there's no rush, and I can just keep plugging along and testing different things and meeting people in the industry, meeting people who might be interested in my game, putting myself out there, showing my progress, sharing my perspective, and hoping that in doing so, I slowly build a community around what I'm building. Like, I'll be very transparent with you. The whole purpose of making devlogs, the whole purpose of starting this community, this 100 Days of Game Dev challenge, like my Twitter account, my Instagram, it is to build a community around what I'm doing. And it doesn't mean it can't support other people, and it doesn't mean that it's like I'm trying to take from anyone, right? Like, you can provide value to people through your game, through teaching game dev, through sharing your process. It's all part of this venture. So it's like a battle between the creative process and hoping that people like what you make just for what you make it, but also providing value for people, but also understanding your own worth as a creator, as a business person, as an entrepreneur, and allowing yourself to, you know, build something for yourself, to build an audience, to market yourself, to feel okay saying, here's my thing, give me money, you know? And a lot of us, especially the solo devs, especially the hobby devs, we're not at that point yet where we feel like we're able to sell anything or ask for money, you know, especially if we're still learning. And I'm definitely in that place too. I'm still figuring out, how am I going to turn this into a profitable business? But I'm really eager and excited because I know I'm not the only one going through this. I know there's a lot of new game developers out there who were like super into game dev, but we're also really cautious because everyone says it's such a risky, difficult, like hard to make a living in industry. I'm really excited because we're all figuring this out as we go. Like, there is no tried and true algorithm to success in the indie development industry, in the indie game industry. So we all want to figure it out. We're all willing to help each other. It's not a competition. It's not like one person's success means another person's failure. If anything, it means one person's success opens more doors for other people to succeed. So there's no negative side to helping each other out, to figuring out like, yeah, how do we make the game? How do I work this shader? How do I do this algorithm? How do I do this animation? Yes, but also like, how do I find my audience? How do I reach them? How do I improve my game based on feedback? How do I ask for things without feeling like I'm greedy, without feeling like I'm begging? How do I turn this into a profitable, sustainable business for myself so I can keep doing what I love without having to worry about my finances? That's the biggest part of this. So I'm super excited about this community that I've allowed to come together. If you want to join, you can. I put the link in the description. The 100 Days of Game Dev Challenge officially starts on September 23rd. However, I'll give you a bit of information about it. It's not required to do 100 days in a row. It's basically every day you do game dev counts as a day. So if you take longer to do it, you can still get the rewards for completing certain milestones. You'll just get them later than people who are more consistent. So that's where it kind of, the challenge comes in. It's like, let's work toward it. Let's support each other to keep being more consistent. But we also don't want to like enforce crunch time and deadlines and stress, because that's already really big in the game industry. We want to enforce people taking time with their loved ones, taking breaks, you know, not being on the internet for a day, seeing how that feels, not being at their computer. So that's why we made it not required to do a streak. So because of that, you can start even after the start date. You can join at any time you want and just start posting. Day one, this is what I did today. And people are all there, and we're all gonna be there to support each other. And I think this can just be a consistent thing that keeps going and rolling over as some people complete, some people will keep starting new, and we can all just be there to support each other and give tips and high five each other. Just help each other out, because this is what we all are after. We're all after the same thing, and we can all get it. I really think we can. And I think if we work together, sharing ideas of how we do things and, you know, how we can really get ourselves out there, then it's a shoo-in for success. Like, we can do it. So I'm just feeling absolutely inspired. I'm feeling so grateful for all the people who have joined. As of this video, it's over 200 people who have joined, which has blown me away. So If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It costs you nothing and it gives me so much. And if you like to see more videos about game development as an entrepreneurship venture, then subscribe, because I'm really diving into this whole like how to build a business around game dev, not just how to make a game, but how to turn this into a career, you know, a solo entrepreneurship career. So that's really what I'm interested in these days. If you're interested in that too, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you soon, hopefully with my next devlog. I am slacking in that department, sitting on hours of footage that I just have to throw together into a video. Anyway, I love you so much. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in Discord. I would love to chat with you in person, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.